got so much weight on my shoulders. Enough to knock me out, but I'm still holding the throne.
Hello everybody. I know I need to shave, but I'll do that later. Anyway, if you're new here, hit that like and subscribe if you like prison content. Today's story is going to be about this guard who took some food from me. Honey buns. It used to be, before 3 House in Lincoln became the Honor House, it used to be a transition house from the Hole to the rest of the population. So you went to, if you got out of the Hole, you went to 3 House, and you waited to go into population, but you could be there for like a month or so. But you was allowed no food. You was only allowed cigarettes and coffee and hygiene products, but you couldn't buy no food. No, you couldn't. You weren't allowed coffee either. And I don't know why. But anyway, so people would go to medical and meet people from population and get food and bring it back, you know. So one day I went up there to get some coffee, and the dude that was bringing it to me, he also had some honey buns. He had 2 honey buns, and he said, "You keep one, give one to this other guy that we both knew." And I said, "Okay." So as I'm going back, I see this CO. She was shaking down, people coming back. So there's this guy walking kind of with me, but he wasn't. You know, he was minding his own business. I said, "Hey man, can you run a block for me? You know, try to get shaken down so I can get by." And he goes, "Yeah, sure." So he gets up there, and she calls him over, and is patting him down. So I'm trying to walk on by, and she goes, "Seidel, hold up." I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, I'm busted." And when she pat me down, she fills the coffee. Ain't no way you can mistake it. She fills the honey buns. She takes the honey buns out. She leaves the coffee, and she says, "Go on." And so I did. And she, you know, the bubble's kind of raised up, and it's a glass area where they can see all the wings. And she faced the wing that I was in and ate these honey buns. And the guy that I was giving the other honey bun to, he was there too, and I told him. So he's looking too. He goes, "Man, she's doing that on purpose." I said, "But she didn't take the coffee, you know." And he goes, "Well, that was real nice of her." I wasn't like it. I'm thinking, at least I got the coffee, you know. Heck with the honey buns. Well, years later, when it became an honor house, I had to work my way up to get to the honor house. And I really wasn't even trying, but somehow or another, Kevin, he got down there and he goes, "Let's try to get up there." And it's hard in 5 and 6 House. It's hard not to get right up. You're always fighting and this and that. But we ended up getting up there, and I seen her, and she was making her rounds one day, and she goes, "How you doing, Seidel? I see you made it up here." And I said, "Yeah." And I tell my story. I said, "She stole some honey buns from me one day." And she goes, "No, I didn't steal them. I confiscated them. You weren't allowed to have them at the time." And so Kevin's kind of laughing, and she goes, "And I'll let you keep the coffee." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I appreciate that." I said, "But did you have to eat the honey buns in front of us?" And she goes, "Oh yeah, I had to do that in front of every one of you." And but that was, I wasn't mad at her about that, you know. The other guy, he was kind of aggravated with her, but it is what it is. I got the coffee. That's what I went up there for, you know. I couldn't understand though why they allowed you to have tobacco and cosmetics, but they wouldn't allow you to have coffee, and they wouldn't allow you to have food. It's a transition thing, you know. And that's what they said. They said because it's a transition thing, you don't get everything. I don't understand. Well, if we don't get everything, why did we get tobacco? You know, maybe that was just to keep us calm or something. I don't know. But it doesn't matter now because now it's an honor house. It's not a transition house. The only place I knew where there's a transition thing was in Potosi, and it's like several of them. And there's no tobacco in the DOC anymore. So, well, not legally. Anyway, just a short story I got for y'all. Now, thank you for watching.